What's going on, Herd? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning into the video. Today we're returning back to the Does It Drift video series where we purchase some in-game, build them up to drift specs, see if they have the ability to be drift cars. Today is the Furore GT. This is one that, again, pops up in the comments section frequently, not quite as frequently as the Schlagen GT did, but either or, this is either a vehicle that does drift indeed, or it's one of those vehicles that people just, they don't know. Because it's such a cheap vehicle, under 500 grand, it makes me think that this thing, it's a drifter. Let's get her customized up and let's get her to the track. First off, no armor. Brakes, let's do all of the performance stuff. So no brakes, engine gonna go all the way. Oh, cheap engine, wow. Suspension. I shouldn't have done that. Let's go street suspension. Transmission, cheap. Wow, really affordable on the upgrades on that thing. That's actually really surprising. Doesn't look like we have a lot for customizations, though. No bumpers, no roof options, no liveries. It's going to be a quick deal for us. Wheels. I know a lot of you guys are wondering what I think about the street wheels, and I will be getting into that in a very soon video here. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Let's go with the true tried and tested. Do the obeys. That doesn't look too bad. Do the black on that. Carbon black. Liven it up a little bit. Why not? You know, obviously stay away from those bulletproof tires. Is that literally everything aside from respray? All right. Well, I guess let's take a look at the old respray, shall we? Let's do that. That looks pretty good. Well, that's everything. I guess right off the bat, let's bring her to the track. I kind of like to test the single gear right off the bat, see what she's got. Alright, it's got a little bit more grip than what I wanted. However, it doesn't mean that she doesn't stance up and get real slidey. So let's see if that's the case. We'll see you at the track. Alright, decided to bring her down to the Blaine County Driftway. We're going to see if she stances up right off the pop here. Let's get her going. Start with the problem child. That's always the rear driver. Start right at the hub, too. Oh, we do got stancing. And it stances without issue there. Let's see if the engine block smokes at all. So far, so good. We got one more side here. Only 50% done. Looking good. No smoke in there. This is usually a gimme here as well, this passenger side rear. We did get it stanced up, and it stances up just fine. Actually, it stances up perfectly. There's not going to be any issue at all with that. Definitely a great free mode stancer. However, it doesn't drift, and that's really what we're here for, right? I mean, what's the point in stancing it if it doesn't drift? So we brought her down here to Blaine County Driftway. This is an available track for you on Xbox One. This one was released a while back, actually. Let's see what the old Furore has in her. Oh, she's got power. Oof, okay. This one's very touchy. So first off, it's got to be the re-engagement issue on the speed boost. It's not a huge issue, but it's definitely, there's a little bit less of a gap, a little less tolerance to re-engage that sucker. Single gear is very twitchy as well, so it's like you're never really in a comfortable state here. Very, very twitchy, very, very responsive. Kind of wants to straighten out on you a little bit, not horrifically, but it certainly wants to spin you out. That's the reality on that. Very, very touchy, very responsive. It does want to spin you out more than it wants to straighten you out. However, I'm kind of having a user flaw, and I want to straighten myself out because it's so touchy. It wants to spin you out so dang easy. The Speed Boost is kind of more of a point and engage kind of vehicle. Kind of like the Viserys was before they got rid of the damn handling line on that thing. You know what? I'm going to take this thing to another track. I want to give this thing a little bit more of an opportunity to impress me because I think it has a lot of potential, really. Okay, so this car actually doesn't want to stance up on this map. This might be not a great map to be bringing vehicles to see how they stance. That's 2 times I shot the rear tire and it blew up, so I'm going to go for the rear fender here. We already know it stances just fine. We brought it to the Blaine County Driftway and it was just fine. Bringing her out to the old Ocean Road again. This track just has a lot of variables. It's got some short corners, it's got some quick corners, it's got some hairpins. Let's see how the car really does, is really what this track is about. What can the car really handle and what can it handle? And right off the bat, we can't handle a damn thing. Thankfully, we escaped the rain. I am ready to give this thing a grade, and I'm actually pretty happy to see this thing. Something good, finally, coming back in. Now, don't get too excited. Like Heartland, the track that we released for Xbox One just in the last video, this is not a beginner's drift car. This one is touchy. It's more like the Pariah, where you're really going to have to learn the car. You have to listen to the car. A lot of fluttering, a lot of handbrake, left trigger brake. You're going to need it all. With that said, in the Does It Drift video series, we judge these things on 3 separate aspects. First off being driftability. Second in line being the efficiency. How efficient is it as a drift vehicle? And third, what are you getting out of it for the cost? Now, with the driftability comes in handling, those issues like that, with the touchiness, the wanting to overcorrect. That's more, like I said, driver error, something I definitely got more and more acquainted with the further I played on with the vehicle. However, you know, I'm a big Rapid GT guy on that handling line. I care less about the Aston Martin or the car itself, the body. I just like that handling line. How it engages the speed boost versus how long it carries the speed boost, and the amount of grip you have. It's not too much grip, but it's not, you know, like a Schwarzer either, where it's super slippery. This vehicle, pretty dang slippery, but it's got enough grip to send you flying in speed. If you do go second gear to second gear around a really tight corner, you really increase that car wanting to spin out on you. So driftability on this thing, I'm actually going to give it a pretty high grade. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, I know this is not some people's, you know, cup of tea here. Let's just put it that way. Some people don't like this style, but this, out of the, like the Pariah and the Schlagen GT, they all kind of have that same handling line. They're not the same handling line, but they're all kind of in that same class of handling line in the drift cars. So all in all, I think this is a very high performer within that class of drift car, and like I said, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Could it be better? Yeah, it could be better, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. That brings us into efficiency. Efficiency, we tested it in a couple different things. The car stances up just fine in free mode, so we're going to be able to just completely go right hub to hub and shouldn't have a problem. We had a problem on the last one. Come on, no problems. Here we go. No problems at all. Half the bullets, nice and easy in free mode. In the stancing, absolutely nothing can be taken away. We got to test one other thing, though. How does it handle damage? Something like the Rapid GT, a vehicle I just spoke up earlier. It is not great with damage. You hit that rear end, it's like glass. It just immediately wants to start flopping and flailing around on you. It just makes it harder to drift when your vehicle's hopping on you in the rears. We're all stanced up. Let's get a little damage in it, front and rear. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to come in like that. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, my bad. Oh, what are you stopped here for, car? What are you even doing? Lost the front bumper. Let's put it right into that. There we go. Okay, so armorless damage. I am seeing a little wobble, a little wiggle. Let's bring her over here into the parking lot. Not sure how well you'll be able to see it on the camera, but there's definitely a little wobble. Like I said, it just makes it slightly harder to drift. Some vehicles, it doesn't even make it any more difficult. It's just kind of a, you see it and it messes with you a little bit kind of a thing. But we still will take a negative to that in the Does It Drift series, so it's going to get a 9 out of 10 for efficiency. Again, very high scoring. Bringing us into cost. Now, cost is not bad with this thing at all. It is a legendary vehicle. I'm going to have to sort by price. Right here, the Lampadati Furore GT, $448,000. Like I said, actually a really good price for something that drifts pretty dang good. Again, this is one of those drift cars that if you have a drift garage and this isn't in it, I would suggest going and picking it up and seeing how you like the handling line. However, if you're just getting started with drifting here in 2021, or you're just beginning, this is a car that if you start with and you want to start with drifting and you hop in this, it's going to frustrate the heck out of you and you're probably going to quit drifting. That's kind of why I say those things. So $448,000. The customizations on this thing also were very affordable and they weren't on sale. $30,000 turbo. Our engine, transmission, they were cheap as well, like $8,000 for the one. It was abnormally cheap. So this is an awesome drift car for cost. So I'm going to give this thing a 9, guys, and here's the reason. Very, very affordable. We're not getting vehicles like this, right, that are this affordable, this cheap, and with the upgrades that are $30,000 turbos. That's unheard of nowadays to get a vehicle released like that. However, we don't have any customizations for this. No aftermarket bumpers. Not that you put spoilers on drift cars, but no spoiler options, no hood options. No options at all. Skirts, your basic customizations, armor, and brakes. That's what you got. That's kind of the downfall. So I will give it a 9 on that. An 8.5, a 9, and a 9. That's 26.5 we're looking at. Real heavy hitter. Late in the game. No 10s. It didn't come away with any 10s, did it? Well, that's okay. It definitely scored well in all of the categories. So if you guys enjoy the Does It Drift series and you enjoy this channel, if you have not subscribed yet, you're doing me dirty. Subscribe to the channel. It takes a couple seconds, and it helps me out greatly with a tiny channel like we have here. Well, tiny. I mean, we're just a small channel. Dipstick TV is a tiny channel, a.k.a. go check out Dipstick TV. Or don't, Of course, I appreciate every single one of you tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos. If you're sharing the videos, as always, hope you all stay happy out there. Please stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.